week 15 here in Germany, and it was definitely not as boring of a week as it was last week. So you guys can look forward to at least a somewhat interesting kind of video. So let's start out the week. On Monday I had my usual Liebe class, which means love. Kind of a funny class in a way. Kind of took it as a joke. It's like all of us paylors. I don't think I ever would have took it on my own. But, you know, it's okay. Yeah, it was alright. On Tuesday, I had my German class. I went with my English friend Sam to go to a bubble tea restaurant that I knew of down in the Altstadt because I was craving bubble tea and I finally got it. But it turned out to be like mediocre. I'd like to really find a real Thai place to get bubble tea. But it's okay. Still got bubble tea. Sam enjoyed it. We had fun. It was cool. And then Wednesday, I had class like usual, and then I went later with Trez to this compilation of a fast food restaurant. It was a bunch of fast food restaurants, like Greek food and Turkish food and Thai food. Really random, but pretty cool place. And so yeah, and Trez of course had to wear this awesome jacket. Not awesome, it was the goofiest jacket I've ever seen. So you guys will see that later in the video. If you have nothing to watch for that jacket, because God, that jacket, like wow. And so on Thursday, I had my whole free day off. Like Thursday, that's how it goes. I'm off every Thursday, and I felt productive. I got lots of important emails sent out. I applied for an internship and started my mid-year report. Feeling really good about that. And I had 2 classes on Friday, my algorithm and data structure class, and then my second part of my German class. And so in between that, I found this really cool cafe by the building where I have my German class at, the really convoluted one that was, I said this building was probably created before humans had developed logic. So that's like the negative 1700s or something. No, really though. It was that building. It's whatever. You'll see it. It's no one has any idea what's going on there. So, found this cafe and ordered a coffee, and definitely gonna go back there because I found out like I could drink coffee and then I could type stuff. I felt like a true college kid, like typing on my laptop while drinking a coffee in a coffee shop. Come on, there's not like a more college thing you can come up with. That's just like what we do. And I actually was able to finish my mid-year report like a month early, so feeling really great about that. Feeling really optimistic. Went out with a few international friends, 7 others, an American, 2 Englishmen, and 4 French people, and went to this bar called Rosie's, and it's an interesting place. It's a little rough around the edges, but we had a lot of fun, and I enjoyed myself, so that's what's important. So I totally forgot to mention that I had a wonderful dinner at a Chinese restaurant with my host family. We enjoyed ourselves very much, and there will definitely be video of that coming up soon. I think I'm like chilling because December will be very busy with visitors and with hopefully a trip or a couple trips, with Christmas coming up and everything. Definitely excited for the Christmas markets. Can't wait to film those, can't wait to go to them, just can't wait to like be here for all this. It's gonna be great. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that yesterday I was with Friedemann, and we went and found by Albertplatz, which is like the central Neustadt, the central new city of Dresden, and found this American-British store. Super awesome. I was so psyched to find it and pick up a couple things. There will be footage from that place. It turns out I talked to the lady and I thought she was German, but then I could as soon as she heard me speak, she started speaking English to me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can finally have an intelligent conversation in a professional environment. Not a professional environment. In a formal environment. It was definitely different, I gotta say. I wasn't used to it. It had been a while. So it was nice to see her. It was nice to know that store was there. So I'll definitely be going back there because I gotta prepare these Thanksgiving supplies for 2 weeks from now. Hopefully get to do that with my host family. That would be really great. And it was really funny. I was in the shop and I talked about my program a little bit, and she was like, and she said that she had met someone else with a similar program, and I was like, what do they look like? And she described him a little bit. It was a girl, and what was really funny is she talked about winery, like the girl wanting to work with a winery. I was like, ah, that's Kelsey. So funny, Kelsey had met her already, and so that was really funny. It's really coincidental. And so Freedom and I got some stuff, got some Reese's, got some stovetop stuffing, which I regret buying because, wow, like, it's gonna taste like crap anyways. And it's so expensive there, but it's okay. It was worth it. Got some Reese's, got some Betty Crocker fudge brownie mix. Can't wait to make those. I'm waiting for Haley and Victoria to visit me. I told them I would. So you guys better be here on the second weekend of December because we're gonna make them. So you guys know how we do this. Let's see what we did for the week.
Allons-y!
Don't they need to understand?
What? East German trams? The best.
Haltestelle Main Station. Übergang zum Werk.
An example of a 1982 East German tram.
I feel like it's way before 1982. Sam, you did a wonderful job of describing the trams. Nobody could have done better.
It's weird to think that, though, that 20, 30 years, make it more... No, I reckon 30 years, actually, you won't be able to buy a fossil fuel car in the Western world.
Always good conversation with Sam. Really enjoyed talking to him. He's a really interesting creature. By creature, I mean that in the best way possible. I say that all the time. And that was a quick look at the bubble tea restaurant I was at. It was super poppy and playing kind of crappy music. Oh well. And here was that fast food restaurant that I was talking about that had multiple fast food places within one building. I know it's probably kind of common, but it was a little different. And there is that jacket that I was talking about. I told you guys it was awful. He said it was a windbreaker and it was a gift from his friend, but like, it's, oh my god.
Und da kann ich nicht eine beliebig große Zahl reinschreiben. Wenn Sie mir einen Rechner geben, dann analysiere ich den und gebe Ihnen eine Zahl, die da nicht unterkommt. Ja? Die ist dann sehr groß, klar.
That was brief film from my lecture class. I was very afraid to pull out my camera in front of about 300 Germans because I don't know if I would have got called out or not. And there was that cafe I was at, being a college kid and finishing my mid-year report because I'm awesome. And here was that super convoluted building. This building was the reason why I almost did not get in a German class, which would have really, really been bad for me. I might not have been able to acquire as many Teilnahmescheins, which is certificates of participation, and I would have gotten in trouble by my program, and it would have been a mess. So thank you, old building. Probably the first building ever created. Before Logic, remember. That was me and Sam with a bunch of Italians eating lunch. Here we are later that day. There's Hannes and Falk and Kerstine and Franz and Sarah, but they are not quite there yet at this point in the video. So there's my plate gone. It was a super cool Chinese restaurant. Like, look how ornate that is. It's just really pretty. And it was good food. I wish that light wouldn't come on. Yeah, genau.
Also mal, wer hat gesagt, dass damals alle irgendwie den Namen Sarah fragen mussten?
I left this kind of random part in because I just think it's funny when they're talking amongst themselves. And my brother actually said he liked, like, his favorite parts where when they were just having conversation, like just normal life, like things like that. So if you guys want to give me feedback on maybe what your favorite thing is, so I know what to film and maybe what you guys would like to see, or what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Let me know. Never.
Ah, what are you doing, guys? Come on.
You got mad when I said Deutsches Kind last time.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That was hard, I feel like.
Can you show the picture? No.
This guy decided to drive down the street where the Straßenbahns go, the street trams, and then he ran into the curb and popped his tire and looked like an idiot. So that was pretty funny. Here we were at Rosie's. I was only there at the time with Sophie and Carolina, or Caro, or Carolina, whatever you want to go by, Caro, but you're getting called Caro. It was a cool bar. Like I said, it was a little rough around the edges. It was what we would call a hole-in-the-wall type of bar. Here we were the next day. I was with Freedom on. There's that British-American shop beyond the pond in the Neustadt. And, of course, Freedom on's pretty excited like I was. Look at that. Betty Crocker stuff. Look at that. $3.80. That's like $5. Oh my gosh. That is expensive. On the ranch, that tiny little 8-ounce bottle of ranch, like, it was unbelievably expensive, but I needed to feel like part of home again. Look at those Cheetos, like, that's unbelievably expensive. I can't even. That's highway robbery right there. And there we were walking around the Neustadt. It was really cool. Oh, and there's that protest that I forgot to mention, which is really strange because Germans don't usually demonstrate because they just don't. They're kind of a quieter type of people. And there was a lot of police. I was sort of confused as to how they were allowed to do this. But, yeah, it was pretty interesting to see that. I hadn't seen that yet in Germany, so yeah, there's a protest. Still isn't as loud as I've seen. I hope it wasn't violent. It didn't look violent.
Solange es gut aussieht, dürfte das machen.
That music was just luckily playing right next to me at the time, so fit very well. That was some really cool graffiti work, as I was talking about. And so that was really cool to see. Like, there is so much good graffiti in Dresden. And so here we were at this cool burger restaurant, which I will definitely go back to. It was one of those hole-in-the-wall places, but like, man, these places always have the best food. So that was a good way to end out the week. And so I'll see you guys next week.